these landlords have the right to say no to someone on DSS, even though Theresa May said that they're going to bring some rule in or law or something in where you can't say no to people on DSS. I think it's disgusting. I think it's bloody disgusting, and I'm so annoyed by this that I'm even considering now to write to my local MP, because maybe I've got it all wrong, but I swear I read in the newspapers and online as well actually that Theresa May was going to bring something where you can't bloody say no to DSS when, you know, landlords can't say it. Because what I've noticed now is you go online, yeah, and you'll find a property that you think suitable, and they'll have all the things of what's inside the property, and then they'll say things like if pets are allowed or not. They're still allowed to do that, and they will never put anymore, hardly ever, because I'm looking all the time, or maybe it's just well in my area, they'll never put no to DSS. Only one company I see that I put a no to God, I can't talk, to DSS, which is actually the landlord that I'm with now. Actually, they've now decided to put a lot because of mortgages. Everyone else doesn't even mention it, so I guess they can't get told off anymore, can they? But when you ring them up, as soon as you bloody ring them up and you mention any word about DSS, oh no, sorry, you know, we can't accept DSS because the landlord. And I don't know whether it's the landlord or it's the bloody companies themselves which are saying no to DSS, but they're saying no to bloody DSS. And they try to make you feel better. I'm like, oh, don't worry, you know, like, if we do have a company, do have a property that comes onto us that does accept DSS, then we'll let you know. Why don't you give us your details? And many times I was an idiot, and I gave them over my details, and you will never hear back from them. Never. It's an absolute waste of time. I wouldn't advise anyone to do that. I think they do it because they feel guilty that they know they're not meant to say no to DSS, and they fucking do. So they tell, oh, you know, give us our details. It's like that little bit of hope, isn't there? Like, oh, we're not really going to say yes to DSS, but let's give them fake hope that there could be that property around the corner that's going to say yes to DSS. So if we get their details, we look more professional. But they're not. So I've been looking now and applying for properties to move for about 3 months. And every single one of them, apart from one, said no. The one that said yes, unfortunately said I had to move in the next week, and my landlord said I had to give more of a notice than that. So so annoying. So I couldn't do it. But I've decided, like, my last option now is I'm gonna ring up not ring up, Jesus, I don't know the number. I'm gonna email my local MP, and I'm going to ask what the rules are. Maybe I got it all wrong, or maybe it's going to occur in another month of this year or another fucking year. I want to know why it is that no one says no to DSS on the internet, but when you ring them up they all say no to DSS. Even when you say stuff like, I've got 100 guarantors, I've never been in rent arrears, I'm a very clean person, I'm moving because, I even tell them sometimes, like, I'm moving because of my noisy neighbours, you know, walking up above my head, keeping me awake a lot of the time, you know, it's not appropriate for me to live here, it's affecting my health. And even one time they asked me why I'm even on DSS. I think that's very cheeky as well when they ask you and then they still say no. So I told them all about my bloody crappy health. And still no, oh, but don't worry, in the future, you know, if any property comes available, then we will let you know. And they never will let you know. It's all, to be honest, it's all a big fat lie. And yeah, so I think the next step is to email my MP and get a response. And in our next video I'll be doing is I'll be telling you what he says, because I just think it's disgusting. I mean, it's one thing to say no to DSS because you're out of work and you're healthy. That's bad, because maybe you just lost a job, for God's sake. But it's another, isn't it, to say no to DSS because you're ill, you have a disability, you have something wrong with you. Like, that's wrong. That's basically saying, if you're ill, if you've got something wrong with you, we will be able to control where you live when you can't even help it. But if you're healthy and you can work and you have your freedom, you can choose to live wherever you want. And this just shows you how they treat people that are ill and disabled like scum of society.